Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. I'm really glad you're here. This is Unit 9, Lesson 68, and it's the final lesson of our usage glossary, the very end of the alphabet, from respectfully all the way to whom. Today we clear up 8 of the slipperiest word choices in English: respectfully and respectively, says and said, sit and set, than and then, this here and that there, the trio there, and there, the trio to, and finally, who and whom. None of these are hard once you know the one question to ask for each. Let's finish the glossary strong. Here's the plan for the last stretch of the usage glossary. We'll take these 8 trouble spots one at a time. The first 4 are pairs that get swapped by accident: respectfully and respectively, says and said, sit and set, than and then. The last 4 are all about sound-alikes: this here and that there, the there trio, the to trio, and who versus whom. Every one of them comes down to the same simple habit. Don't go by how the words sound. Let the meaning pick the right word. Ask what you really mean, and the correct spelling falls right into place. Let's begin where the alphabet leaves off, with 2 words that look almost identical but do completely different jobs. Respectfully means with respect, in a polite, courteous way. She respectfully thanked the judges. She thanked them politely. Respectively is the other one, and it means in the order named. It lines up 2 lists, so each item matches its partner in sequence. Gold and silver went to Anna and Beth, respectively. That tells us Anna took the gold and Beth took the silver, in that exact order. So one word means politely, and the other means in that order. Never let them trade places. Next up is says and said, the same verb, just at different times. Says is the present tense third person singular. It's what he or she does right now, usually as a habit. She says grace before every dinner. That's her ongoing routine. Said is the past tense, and it points to something already finished. Yesterday he said he was tired. The saying is over and done. The classic mistake is using says for a past event, telling a story and saying, so then she says, when the whole thing already happened. If it happened in the past, you need said. Present is says, past is said. Now sit and set, and here's the trick that settles it every time. Does the word take an object? Sit means to place yourself in a seat. You do it to yourself, so it takes no object. Please sit by the window. Nobody is being sat down. Set means to place or put something down, and it always takes an object. There is a thing being set. She set the vase on the table. The vase is the object she set. So ask yourself, is something being placed? If yes, it's set. If you're just settling into a seat, it's sit. Here's a pair people mix up constantly: than and then. Than is the comparison word. It's what you reach for when one thing is measured against another. This winter is colder than last year. Colder compared to what? Than answers exactly that, setting the 2 winters side by side. Then is about time. It means next or after that. We finished dinner, then we watched a movie. One thing, and then the next. A little memory hook to keep them straight. Then and time both have an E in them. Comparison is than with an A. Sequence is then with an E. Two quick ones that always come as a pair. This here and that there. In careful writing and speaking, you never need the extra here or there tacked on. This already points to something close by, and that already points to something farther away. So the here and the there are just clutter. Instead of this here map, simply say this map. Instead of that there door, simply say that door. Drop the extra word every single time. This and that can stand perfectly well on their own. Now the famous trio, there, and there. Three sound-alikes, three completely different jobs. There, spelled T-H-E-I-R, is the possessive. It shows ownership. The students pack their bags. The bags belong to them. There, spelled T-H-E-R-E, points to a place, or starts a sentence as an empty opener. Your keys are over there is the place. There is no milk left is the opener. And there, with an apostrophe, is simply the contraction of they are. They're late again, meaning they are late. So the test is easy. If you can swap in they are, use there. If you own it, there. If it's a place, there. One more trio, and it's one you'll use every single day. To, and to. To, spelled T-O, is the little preposition, walk to the store, and it's also the sign of an infinitive, as in to run or to think. To, spelled with two O's, means also or excessively. I want to come to means also. This soup is too salty means excessively. And to, spelled T-W-O, is just the number, the digit 2. I bought 2 tickets. Here's a handy hook. To has an extra O because it means something extra, also or too much. Anything that isn't the number and isn't that extra sense is plain little to. Our last pair closes the whole glossary, who and whom. Who is the subject, the one doing the action, the nominative case. Who wrote this note? Who is the one doing the writing? Whom is the object, the one on the receiving end, the objective case. To whom did you speak? Here, whom is receiving the action of speak. And here's the quick test that never fails. Answer the question with he or him. If he fits, use who. If him fits, use whom. And notice that whom and him both end in the letter M. He wrote it, so who. You spoke to him, so whom. Before we practice, here are the hooks worth keeping in your pocket. Sit or set. Ask if there is an object. If something is being placed, it's set. Than or then. A comparison takes than. A point in time takes then. The trio there, there. Ownership, a place, or they are. And who or whom. Try him. If him fits the answer, it's whom. 4 little questions and this whole glossary section belongs to you. Let's practice. Let's put it to work. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with 2 choices in parentheses. Pick the word that fits, then I'll reveal the answer. Pause the video whenever you need a moment to think it through. My backpack is heavier, blank, yours. Than or then. We're comparing 2 backpacks here, measuring one against the other, and the comparison always calls for than. So, my backpack is heavier than yours. Please blank the groceries on the counter. Sit or set. Ask the test question. Is something being placed? Yes, the groceries are the object being put down. When there's an object like that, the verb is set. So please set the groceries on the counter. At last night's meeting, she would help. Says or said. The meeting already happened last night, so we're describing a finished past event. A past event needs the past tense. She said she would help. On to the second set. These sentences use our two big trios, there, and to. So now you'll choose from three options. Read each one carefully, decide, and I'll show you the answer. Blank planning to meet us after school. There, or there. Try swapping in they are. They are planning to meet us. That fits perfectly, so we want the contraction. The answer is, they're planning to meet us after school. The instructions were blank, confusing to follow. To, or to. The sentence means the instructions were excessively confusing, more confusing than they should be. That sense of excessively is spelled T-O-O. So the instructions were too confusing to follow. Blank did the coach choose as captain? Who or whom? Use the him test. The coach chose him, not the coach chose he. Since him fits the answer, we need the objective form. So, whom did the coach choose as captain? Let's gather everything up. Respectfully means with respect, while respectively means in the order named. And remember, says is for the present, said for the past. Sit takes no object, but set always takes one. Than sets up a comparison, while then marks a point in time. And there is never a need for the extra word in this here or that there. Finally, the sound-alikes turn entirely on meaning. There, and to. And who is your subject, while whom is your object. And with that, we've completed Unit 9, our usage glossary. Every one of those tricky word pairs is now in your toolkit. Next time, in Lesson 69, we open Unit 10, Capitalization, where we'll learn exactly which words earn a capital letter and which don't. I'll see you there.